This is Bow to Weather.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are tracking another weather system in the Pacific Northwest that looks like it's going to bring a significant amount of precipitation to the northwestern continental United States over the next few days. If we actually take a look at our tracking system here, we see from the National Weather Center that there's actually a cold front making its way into the Pacific Northwest. And with that said, we do anticipate that there's going to be significant precipitation coming into the areas of Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon, and the Northern California area. Before we actually get into the actual report and take a look at the three areas we're looking at, which is Boise, Idaho, Portland, Oregon, and Salt Lake City, Utah, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe this video with friends and family who you think will be interested in the latest weather content. Okay, great. So thank you very much. And so as we go forward, we're actually taking a look at the area of the Washington State and Portland, Oregon, and Northern California area. We're also taking a look at Idaho and the Northern and the Rockies area, as this system is pretty expansive and it's going to affect quite a few states in this area. So as we go forward, we're actually taking a look at the area where we're anticipating there's going to be significant snow and also rainfall, and we're anticipating quite a bit of snow at higher elevations, especially in the northern Rockies, whereas we anticipate quite a bit of rain and precipitation when it comes to lower level areas and cities such as Seattle and Portland, Oregon. As you can see, if we take a look at our Boise, Idaho barogram chart here, which charts the pressure as well as the temperature going forward for the remainder of this week, we do see a significant event here towards Wednesday afternoon and Thursday morning, where we do anticipate as this system moves in and settles into this area, we do see that there's going to be quite a shift in the pressure. Temperature will relatively stay the same, as you can see in the Boise, Idaho area. We are seeing for like Wednesday in the morning, temperatures will be approaching somewhere between 32 to 40 degrees, and it will warm up during the day, and then it will come down a little bit towards 38 degrees on Wednesday night. And then we see the low pressure system actually migrate into the area. And this is a significant event that we actually see this shift where we anticipate forecasting snow for the Boise, Idaho area in the evening and afternoon and the early morning of Thursday. And then residents should see temperatures in the upper 30s and with quite a bit of snow on the ground in Boise. And then going forward, it will be pretty much cloudy during the day as a low pressure system migrates its way out. But we do see another opportunity where we anticipate on Friday evening and Friday night that there'll be additional snow as another cycle of the front passage of frontal systems makes its way through the area. So we are preparing for quite a bit of precipitation in that area. We are anticipating heavy rainfall and precipitation for Northern California, the Pacific Northwest, and the Northern Great Basin by the weekend, with very heavy snowfall in the Northern Rockies, as mentioned. It is possible that we could see up to 4 inches of snow fall daily as these frontal systems continue to evolve over the next few days. We're going to take a look at the weather forecast for specific cities in the region and take a look at the satellite imagery to try and find and get a grasp of what's actually going on over the next few days. And as we do so, we're going to take a look at our next spotlight city, which is going to be Portland, Oregon, and we can kind of take a look and see what's going to happen there going forward for the remainder of the week. So, as we take a look at Portland, Oregon, we actually see a similar situation, and it actually is the migration of this low pressure system making its way through the area. We can actually see it on our NOAA satellite tracker here. We actually see this low pressure system making its way into the Portland, Oregon area, and we're going to see a rapid shift in the pressure towards midday. And that will actually mean that we're going to transition from cloudy skies to snowfall in the Portland area. We're anticipating midday on Wednesday, and this could be any time between 11 a.m. and to 4 a.m. We anticipate some snowfall. As you can see, the temperature is relatively the same. Residents will actually wake up at about 43 degrees, and then it will warm up a little bit to 46 degrees, but the pressure will drop to as low as 1,005 hectopascals, and it will steadily rise after that throughout the evening and into the night. But with that sharp drop in the pressure as it migrates into the area, we do anticipate that there's going to be some snowfall. And then for Thursday, residents can anticipate in the Portland area that temperatures will be in the mid 40s. The pressure will steadily level off somewhere between 1,020 hectopascals and 1,030, but the clouds will still relatively stay cloudy with some periodic episodes of sunshine trying to peek through the clouds on Thursday and Friday. Um, as this system makes its way down, we do anticipate that there may be flooding. Some flooding is expected in the Pacific Northwest, along with other hazards such as heavy snowfall in the northern and central Rockies. We do see a rainfall band expanding its way eastwards and down into possibly as far as into the northern Gulf of Mexico. And we anticipate that as this system makes its way across, as you can see here, with the cold front making its way across the United States, it will start impacting other states such as New Mexico and Texas and also Arizona, and it will eventually make its way down into the Gulf of Mexico. So there's going to be an additional precipitation event here that will impact residents of the Gulf Coast states such as Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and northern Florida. So this system has quite a bit of migrational effects as it makes its way from the west towards the east. Of course, there are high pressure systems ahead of it, but as you can see, it's quite a powerful low pressure frontal system making its way across the United States, and it's going to have an impact on several states going forward. But that is the weather we anticipate for Portland, Oregon. We're going to take a look at one more city, which is going to be Salt Lake City in Utah, and you can actually see sort of a triad zone that we're kind of mapping out to actually give you an idea of exactly the impact of this low pressure system as it makes its way across. As you can see, these contour lines or isobars are quite tightly bounded, so there's quite a bit of force and quite a bit of convection behind this low pressure system as it makes its way across into the Pacific Northwest. So we do anticipate quite a bit of precipitation event, and of course it's coming off the coast. So the coastline cities such as Seattle and Portland, Oregon can anticipate quite a bit of precipitation and accumulation of rainfall over the next few days going into the weekend. But we do anticipate that this system will be pretty expansive, as you can see, making its way all the way across to states such as North Dakota and Montana. But eventually that cold front will make its way down into the Gulf of Mexico and impacting other states as far south as Texas and Nebraska and Louisiana. So we're going to take a look at one more state, which is going to be Salt Lake City, so you can get a pretty good idea as far as what's going to be happening for the rest of the week as far as the Pacific Northwest. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so we're actually taking a look at one more city, which is Salt Lake City, Utah. And as we mentioned, we're trying to create sort of a visual triangle between the three cities that we're taking a look at, which is Boise, Idaho, Portland, Oregon, and then we're also taking a look at Salt Lake City as Utah, as this frontal system makes its way across. We do see later on in the day on Thursday as this low pressure system makes its way a little bit more further east because Salt Lake City is further east than Portland, of course, and Boise, Idaho. But we do see that low pressure system taking effect in the midday of Thursday instead. Residents should anticipate waking up to 27 degrees in Salt Lake City, steadies, and then will steadily warm up a little bit, and then anticipate that going into Thursday it will be just a few degrees warmer into the along the freeze line. However, as this low pressure system makes its way in, we do see two opportunities for possible snowfall and precipitation. Primarily, the one that we see will be later on in the evening or early evening of Thursday. And as we mentioned, we anticipate flooding is expected in some areas of the Pacific Northwest, along with heavy hazards along the northern and central Rockies. And we are anticipating also up to 3 inches of snow in the Western Cascades while these systems make their way through the Pacific Northwest. So as we can see here, with this pressure drop, we do anticipate that as that cold air starts to descend, we're going to see opportunity for more snow in the Salt Lake City area on Thursday evening going into Friday morning. So that is going to be our weather forecast for as we monitor the events occurring in the Pacific Northwest. We do see two major high pressure systems making their way through the United States on midweek, but we do have that powerful low pressure system making its way from west to east, and it will extend all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico. We do see another low pressure system that pretty much migrated off the state of Florida, making its way through the Caribbean, but it was actually met by a progressing high pressure system that's actually going or heading in the direction of the Gulf of Mexico. So we do anticipate that there's going to be some treacherous, heavy, gusty winds along this area. So we're talking about the Bahamas all the way down to the peninsula of the Yucatan. And then as this other low pressure system cold front makes its way through the area, residents should anticipate that there's going to be quite a bit of convection as this system makes its way across the United States, possibly gusty winds as this low pressure cold front makes its way down further and further towards the Gulf of Mexico in the latter part of the week. And then going into the weekend, we do see the situation kind of clearing up a little bit in the northeast, and eventually that system that is considered to be the northeastern snowstorm that's anticipated to bring up to 18 inches of snow to the New York State. Eventually, that's going to move off the coast of Maine, and then we'll see a little bit of cold Arctic air coming down into the area a little bit, but there are going to be high pressure systems along the eastern seaboard, which means that there should be clear skies. Temperatures will warm up a bit, so there will be a warming up trend throughout into the weekend. So residents of the northeast should anticipate that situation will warm up quite a bit for them going forward into the weekend. So as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. This has been Bow to Weather, and we are monitoring several systems. And we thank you so much for subscribing to Bow to Weather.